and recording. And looks like it is going. All right. I'm here with Sarah Dougherty, and I'll be interviewing her on my product. Again, told you about this. The shoe with a battery in it. As you use it, it charges up the battery inside the shoe, or you could just plug it in and charge the shoe that way. You can use the shoe to power up your iPhone, your laptop, or any other device you have. And we will get into the questions.
All right.
All right. So, first question. Can you describe your typical daily routine and activities where you would wear these shoes?
So in my day to day, I typically I walk to the grocery store. I try to
Mhm,
work out every day.
mhm.
Typically, I'm at home working from home, but I try to make an effort to get outside uh, and walk at least a mile a day.
Okay. Mhm. Next question is, how often do you find yourself running out of battery life on your mobile devices throughout the day?
Well, I'm really bad about charging up my phone, so
Same.
it tends yeah, it tends to run out of batteries when I'm least expecting it.
Mhm,
Uh, I would say that's every um, maybe 4 or 5 days because I try to charge it up at night, but sometimes I
mhm.
forget. So that's been my experience.
Yeah, yeah. Honestly, same. I'm really bad about charging my phone. So I'm
Well,
pretty.
the thing is, it usually doesn't matter because I'm usually near to a charger.
Mhm.
It's only when I'm not that it really matters.
Yeah. Mhm. That's where the shoes come in handy. Uh, three. Have you ever experienced a situation where you ran out of battery life on one of your devices and it was like a disruption or like an inconvenience to your day?
Oh yeah, for sure. So I used to live back in the Bay Area, and one time I was heading up from San Jose and trying to head back into the Sacramento area, and
Hmm.
completely got lost. Had to actually stop in Oakland and pick up a phone charger at a random gas station and get directions physically from a
Oh my God.
person.
Hmm.
So it was the middle of the night. I had no, I was kind of new to driving at the time. I was maybe 17 or 18 years old. And it was like a really disruptive experience to me. So, I mean, just having a battery pack nearby would make a big difference to my life.
Hmm. I actually had a experience kind of similar to that because I used to have a 94 Chevy Silverado, and there's no power charger in there for my phone, and I was trying to get back to Napa from Santa Cruz, and I both me and my best friend, our phones died, and we're
At
like,
the
well,
same time,
yeah, and we're like, well, fuck, and so we kind of had to try and navigate our way through the signs. We got back home, but we were like, damn, we really could have used our phones in that moment.
well, and it wouldn't matter so much if this was back in the days when people sold maps at stores
Yeah,
or
mhm.
expected to have maps. And yeah, but these
Back in the
days
old days.
you need your phone.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You just do.
Especially, yeah. And to let my parents know, like, I'm okay, I'm coming home. Not, I didn't go over the cliff into the ocean.
Yeah, for sure.
Next one is, um, what devices do you currently use to charge your devices on the go, if any?
When I'm on the go, I just plug
Yeah.
it into my car.
Oh, okay, yeah. So your car. Okay.
If I'm not driving for some reason, like if I'm taking an airplane or whatever, then I would plug it into my computer.
Hmm.
I used to have a battery pack back when I was playing Pokemon Go a lot back in 2016, but
Hmm.
it broke pretty soon after I bought it,
Oh
and
no.
I just didn't get another one.
Hmm. I think I have one of those. It's like a solar powered battery pack, or
Those are good for camping for sure.
they are, yeah. The next one is, are you familiar with like wearable technology like smartwatches and like fitness trackers? And do you ever use any of those?
I don't. I'm not very an early adapter
Hmm.
personally. I tend to buy things after they're kind of established on the market. But one of my favorite wearable technologies are those t-shirts that you can wear that kind of light up for like parties and stuff. I think those are really
I
cool.
think I've seen those t-shirts that light up. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, they're like they're not solar powered, but I think they might be wearable powered. I think it might
Hmm.
be similar to what you're talking about, but
Hmm.
yeah.
I need to look into those. It actually sounds kind of cool. Next one. What features or functionality in a shoe would make you interested in the product? For example, like the design, the charging speed, compatibility with other devices, etc.
Well, so you're talking about shoes that just kind of take the free energy that you wear just from moving around and convert it into energy that you can actually power up a phone from, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that alone is attractive to me.
Hmm.
The biggest thing to me would be the cost versus how much energy output there is.
Hmm.
Because even if it was a low energy output, if the cost of the product itself was fairly low, especially considering shoes can be a little bit pricey,
Yeah.
then that would still be worth it to me. Because if I thought that I could continuously wear it over a long period of time, even for a small amount of charge, that would still be worth it to me.
Hmm. Another thing I
It,
didn't I didn't think about. Typically, you're gonna replace your shoes after like a year or two after they get worn out and kind of scuffed up.
well, so are these things that you can replace on the new shoes, or do you need to actually purchase a new separate shoe product?
That's something I didn't think about. So that's something
If
I'll
you
have
can
to
just
figure
if you
out.
could just transfer it over, then
Yeah,
if
like
it
take the
can be
battery pack
reused,
out, put it in a new shoe, and you're good to go.
that would be extremely useful. Yeah,
Mhm. Maybe have like discounts on new shoes, so that way you get a new cheaper set. Swap out the battery pack, and then you're good to go.
that's a thought.
Because I know my old Vans are just freaking gnarly. Let's see, where are we? Seven. How concerned are you about like the safety capability of the shoe, and what safety features would you expect it to have?
Safety. You're just talking about a small battery pack essentially.
Yeah.
That would be hard to mess up, in my opinion. I
Okay.
mean, we're not talking about like Tesla style
Yeah.
products that keep
Where
catching
they
on
light
fire.
on fire.
If even one pair of shoes caught on fire, I would be concerned.
I would be
But
concerned too.
it seems to me like a small battery pack, um, if it had proper cushioning, I mean, again, it would really only take one or two big, like high profile cases to really cause me a lot of concern.
Hmm.
But as if that didn't happen, it just wouldn't even cross my mind.
Hmm. Okay. Number eight, which we kind of got into a little bit. What price range would you find reasonable for a shoe like this?
If it was single use only, and I expected it to last a long time, and I mean, so are you talking about like I can just plug in my USB into my shoe, just
Essentially,
like that?
yeah. Hmm.
So I tend not to purchase pricey things in general.
Hmm.
I'm kind of a bit frugal. I personally would probably not pay more than 250.
Okay. Okay. Because I think the price range I'm kind of leaning towards now is like 150, maybe 200 around that area.
Interesting. Okay.
So, I mean, I know like typical like regular shoes are like I think Vans, the last pair was like $70. With the technology, it's gonna, be a little more pricey.
I shoes especially, I think people have a big price range on.
Hmm.
Some people spend a lot of money on, getting some nice kicks.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, like the Jordans. Or what was that? There was the Lil Nas X, the Satan shoes for like tens of thousands of dollars. They had
Yeah,
like
but like
real
you
blood
get
in them.
Satan blood, yeah,
Hmm.
something.
Number nine. Do you have any concerns about the shoes, such as like the weight, the comfort, or maybe like the maintenance of the shoe might come up?
Comfort's very important to me.
Mhm.
You spend so much of your life, well, the two big
Wearing
things
shoes.
to me, either sleeping or on your feet.
Hmm.
So it if it wasn't comfortable, then I wouldn't wear it,
Hmm.
even if it was very, very good in terms of battery life, in terms of the money I was saving. it needs to be comfortable. Like that's the number one most important thing when it
Yeah.
comes to shoes.
Hmm. I agree with that. I got a pair of where are they? They're Skechers. Honestly, they're so much better than Vans. Like in terms of comfortability, they're so comfortable, and they're a little bit cheaper too.
Yeah. Well, the other thing is, I mean, as a woman, like I've purchased a lot of shoes that look nice
Hmm.
and feel terrible.
Yeah.
I never wear them unless it's
Hmm.
a very special occasion. But usually I don't.
I get that. And last but not least, how do you imagine these shoes improving your day-to-day life? Would you ever consider purchasing a product like this?
The number one application that I would think about would be for hiking.
Hmm.
You
That's
mentioned
what I
getting
was
a solar
thinking, actually.
powered battery pack, and it would essentially fulfill the same purpose to me that you'd be away from civilization,
Hmm.
need to charge up your batteries, especially in case of emergency,
Yeah.
and also be walking a lot.
Hmm.
So if it was comfortable, if it was safe, um, that would be probably my number one application,
Hmm.
in my opinion.
Well, cool. Well, thank you. That will
Sure.
that will conclude the interview then.
All right.
Alrighty.
Yep.
But
Thank you.
yeah, of course.